Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special Moon Colony live stream. Today, with us, I've got Leonie, I've got Rob, Arthur, and Melissa. Those of you who watch the streams regularly, you'll know Leonie, Arthur, and Melissa, but Rob is our amazing creative producer at Lunar Academy. So, hello. Basically, Lunar Academy is our new learning platform, but I'll let Rob talk more about it, for that is his role here. So over to you, Rob. I'll let you take it away.
Amazing. Thanks so much for that introduction, Jayden. So hi, folks. Welcome. As Jayden just said, I'm Rob. I'm creative producer at Lunar Academy, and we're so excited to show you what we've been up to at Lunar Academy over the past few months. It's been a real whirlwind, developing content together, working on mentorships, and building up our brand new website, which we launched just a few days ago. We're so excited to run through things with you today. So just to recap, Lunar Academy is our all-new digital learning platform. Powered by Moon Colony, it offers on-demand courses, exclusive mentorships, and personalized portfolio reviews, as well as much more to come in the coming months as well. And the first stream of work I'd like to talk about today, we've just been developing together, is our suite of on-demand content. And the artists who've helped me craft all this and put together their wonderful courses join me on this stream today. So this is essentially an exclusive on-demand content library crafted by expert Lunar Academy artists that you can watch and complete at your own pace. So in no particular order, we have Digital Painting 101 by Leonie, Illustrating Creatures by Melissa, and a bundle of 4 short courses by Arthur. So that's how to create an impactful composition, how to create more appealing character designs, how to use perspective, and how to draw better figures. I'll now hand over to Leonie, who will take us a little bit through his course in more detail. Over to you, Leonie.
Hey guys, how are you? So I was trying to post a story on Instagram. So yeah, my course is Digital Painting 101. As you might know already, it's like I wanted to make a course that covers more of the basic stuff related to digital illustration. So it's like I go through my process going from shapes until I do colors. So it's like everything from shapes, forms, values, edges, and color, how to construct a digital painting in a way that you get satisfying results without frustrating too much in the process. Like it's very common for us when you're trying to draw something to get lost in the middle. So yeah, I am sharing my process, like the way it works for me to keep my work very organized, so I can tackle every single decision making separate, so I can get a more stable workflow and get a more satisfying result. So yeah, my course is about that. So if you're struggling with your digital painting process, this is the course for you. Yeah, but if you want to go more in depth with like more specific topics, we have courses like Melissa's course, which is about creatures, right, Melissa?
Hello, just to present myself because it's tricky. I'm Milica Čeliković, and with Lunar Academy, I made a course about creature illustration. I'm more on rendering side, but I went over the biology stuff about the animals and how you incorporate that into your creature design. So you will see first, there are two demos. First demo is about how to use the color. And even though this is on-demand course, I gave you homework because I think it's really important to practice what I show you there, how to do colors and how to approach the studies, because this will help you to create creature illustration. And then I talk about theory about illustration, what are technical parts, what are story elements. And after that, you have another demo, a longer one, where I show you some tips and tricks. Go with the color options, start rendering. It doesn't have to be creature. You can watch it, I talk about it, but the same type of rendering I apply to the characters and the backgrounds is the same thing. And then you will have really long, if you want to watch a sped up video of the whole process. At the end, I think it's almost 5 hours, if I'm not wrong. So you can watch also that additional to this course.
Amazing.
And I think that would be all. Sorry, I got interrupted in the background. I think that would be all you can see there. So 2 demos, there are some sketches, it's me talking, but you can also watch the painting in the silence. And now the Arthur will show you something a bit different. He got shorter courses and he got a few of them.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Milica. Right. So yeah, so for me it's a little bit different. I've gathered like in 4 videos like some tips that I found really important that I've learned like throughout my career. It's not something I didn't really go to art school like in the traditional sense. So this is all stuff that I learned as I sort of worked with talented artists or just with you know, demanding bosses that really expected me to learn like to further my fundamentals. So I've got one course on composition, how to make compositions more impactful. These are stuff that I cultivated through my work for Hearthstone mostly, but of course they do apply for any sort of illustration. Another course is on perspective. This is something I learned really the hard way at my first job. I was tasked with illustrating a comic book, and before I would just sort of wing it, perspective as we sort of all do. But yeah, my boss sort of insisted that I really learn it, and I developed a method that I think is useful. I still use it to this day, and this is one I shared with you guys in this course. So like practical stuff, not so much like theory, stuff you're supposed to know. It's actually pretty straightforward and hopefully useful. Another course is on how to draw better figures, and that's another interesting thing. It's something that I learned when I was studying illustration in China at my an artist studio. So it's not really an article, but just like learning at a guy's place, pretty much. And one exercise he would give to every new student was this sort of like exercise to mannequinize, to sort of make a mannequin out of like any pose or character. And it's something I still use to this day. I used it extensively in my Hearthstone work and in any other works, before or after. So it's another like sort of practical, no nonsense, like straight to the point sort of exercise that I think works great both as a sort of student's exercise and also as something to use in your everyday work. And my 4th course is on how to create more appealing character designs. And this is kind of course, it's up to, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, I guess. Mm-hmm. But there are still some pretty fundamental points that we can sort of agree upon, that what makes a design, appealing or not. And that's something that I've sort of developed through my career as well, communicating with fellow artists, sort of exchanging with clients and sort of deconstructing it into some sort of key points that I've shared in this course. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Like 4 courses that are pretty like succinct, pretty concise, really packed with information as much as I could, and that are hopefully worth every minute. I hope. But anyway, you'll let me know. And that's about it for me. I'll hand over back to Rob.
Amazing. Thanks so much for talking us through all that, folks. So as has been said, whether it was shooting live together in our London studio or working remotely across the world, we've crafted some fantastic courses at Lunar Academy, and it's great to get some more detail on that today. Be sure to check them out on the on-demand section of the website if you're interested. So you can find all the courses just on the on-demand section of the website there. And separate to the courses, we've also been planning some mentorships through the years. They are in-depth 7-week experiences with direct access and interaction with some of the experts you will see on our courses. Just to run through them, up first we have expressive character design with Alex Pashenko, which begins on August the 5th. Applications are actually already open for this one, so be sure to check it out on the website if you'd like to apply. Then we have stylized illustration with Leonie, who's on this call, which begins on August the 19th. And then following that, we also have fantasy concept art with Arthur, also on this call, which begins on September the 9th. So these are very, very in-depth, one-to-one interaction with each expert that spans kind of 7 weeks. And separate to that, we also have portfolio reviews, which are super exciting for anybody who would like a single one-to-one session with one of our experts to run through your portfolio and set up your career for success. These can be booked directly on our website as well, on the portfolio review section. And last but not least, we have a wonderful merch store where you can browse and purchase some pretty cool clothing with some classic Lunar Academy style to them that we've just been building together ourselves as well. Just to note, one last note here, that we have 20% site-wide discount on most items at the moment. So if any of today's topics have interested you, then I really urge you to go to the website, because we've currently got 20% site-wide discount on. And that's it. We'll now open the floor up for any questions, so feel free to jump in.
Yeah, and while those questions kind of start coming in, I just saw a great bit of feedback in the chat from Seth Lynch Art. They said, I've watched Alexandre's course and Arthur's bundle, and they're great, and I plan to get Melissa's as well. So there we go. What more?
Nice, thank you.
What more do you need? First-hand feedback. But yeah, it's fantastic, and the people who regularly watch our Moon Colony streams, you'll have seen plenty of things from Melissa and Leonie and Arthur, both more entertainment focused and education focused. And I think the nice thing about Lunar Academy is that it really gives you guys the chance to it kind of removes those limits that you normally have on a stream. It's like, oh, you have 2 hours and you need to teach this. It's like, well, okay, you might need a bit more time to go into more detail and really share that knowledge that you've got.
One thing that I like about the courses we have so far is that they're not super long, like they're not 12 hours course or something, but like the information is all packed very well together. So like there's a bunch of information in a couple hours of content. So yeah, I think it's very useful. Thinking about nowadays, people don't have too much time or too much patience to go through like weeks and weeks of classes. So it's like very concise, direct to the point. You want to know that topic, so pick that course, and it will be explained in a way that is very simple to understand, but very to the point,
Yeah.
We have to think about every sentence Rob made me, because I would just babble and babble for hours, and then I make videos like that. I sent to Rob. Rob is like, you have to make it more concise, prettier. You don't have to say this double. Okay. Then I really thought about it, put in a sentence and make it concise. So all information is dense. It's constantly us talking, and then showing you an example. There is no and sitting there thinking about it. It's to the point, I think, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing is we've still managed to retain the unique voice of each artist as well. We work really closely together to ensure that, yes, we make it as concise as possible, but it still definitely sounds like you're in a conversation with Leonie or Melitza or Arthur. It still very much has that kind of personal touch with each artist. So if you are a follower of any of the artists' work, then we'll definitely feel of a piece with any kind of streams you've followed in the past as well.
Yeah. I have got a question in here from Mr. Kent 27. They say, I may have missed this, but are there assignments with the courses, and is there any way to get feedback if there are?
Yeah, I could jump in there. Yeah, so there are tasks with the courses, so there are assignments at the end of key chapters. There's not currently a way to get feedback. That would be more in the mentorship arena of things. But there are definitely tasks that you can complete, which are given instructions on in both Melitza and Leonie's long form courses. So yeah, tasks are definitely a big part of the courses. But any kind of feedback would be more in the mentorship side, or potentially also portfolio reviews if you wanted feedback on your overall portfolio.
Yeah, I can talk for my course anyways. It's like every major chapter there's a suggestion on how to study that subject. It's not a particular assignment, so you should do this and that in that order. It's like, okay, for example, if you want to study perspective, you should look the world around you, do studies by observing the room and doing things like that. I show how I do it, but it's not like super like, oh, this is the assignment, you should do exactly this. It's just suggestions on how to approach the subjects. It's not like very strict assignments in that sense.
Yeah, and I see a follow-up question on that was, what about community feedback in the Discord? So if people were to take your advice and go out there and look at the world around them and do those suggested tasks, I personally don't see why they couldn't share that in the Discord with the rest of us. You're just practicing at the end of the day.
Anything that's gonna make you practice. So you can watch this 3 times, but you have to do the practice to try to. Okay, Leonie talked about this. He said to do that. Yes, I also gave you briefs. So I try to make briefs as the client would give you, and you can start from there. Or if you have better idea, do that. Anything. So after you finished watching, try to put some work into it. It's gonna be much more effective.
Yeah, amazing. So I see we have another question here from Richard. Hello, Richard. And he says, when you were developing the courses, what level of artist did you want to target?
Absolutely, yeah, I can speak to that. So in terms of the courses, we really wanted as much of a variety as possible. We have many, many more courses in the pipeline for a variety of levels. For these launch assets, I think the majority of the courses that we have are for more kind of beginner to intermediate level, but that's not to say, I think the next one I'm working on that should be out next month, that one will be more towards the kind of intermediate to expert level. But the goal is, as we continue to build up this content and have more and more courses on the site, there'll be a mix. So no matter what level you're at, you'll be able to find something you can call home on the website.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. I just have a few other questions written down. So how does the process of booking like a portfolio work? Do you get to choose who takes a look at your portfolio, or is it just picked out of a hat? Like how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can totally pick which artist you would like a portfolio review with. If you go to the portfolio review section of the website, you can select the artist you would like a portfolio review with, and it's really simple. It's just like a Calendly invite where you can see the available slots. You just book your slot, and it goes straight through to the artist's calendar in one of their free spaces. So it's super simple. You just need to pick your artist and find the booking in the portfolio review page.
Okay, amazing. And similarly to that, if I found that I had a dentist appointment that day and I needed to cancel and rearrange it, is there an opportunity to do that? same with the mentorships, I suppose, as well, like similarly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the portfolio reviews, you can definitely reschedule those. With the mentorships, they're kind of blocked in specific 7 weeks. So, if it's an individual dentist appointment, for example, yeah, you can absolutely move that week on week. It just depends, what day it falls. You can just liaise with your mentor to organize a different time to catch up,
Yeah. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah, in general, like for previous experiences I had with that, it's like if you have to rearrange your schedule, just do that in advance. So it's not like 5 minutes before the meeting or something. So like everybody knows how to plan to make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you've actually, yeah, Leonie, you have experience doing the mentorships already.
Yeah.
We started running those last year, I think. We did a couple of a few pilots before we launched Lunar Academy, and they seem to have gone really well. Some amazing art has come out of those, and I think the feedback we got from those was really valuable and amazing, and everybody that I've spoken to in the community who took part really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they grow, and the more artists we get involved, it's going to be really cool. So yeah, I think you mentioned this earlier, but you can choose the artist that you would like to do a mentorship with to pay based on the topic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible. Cool. And as well, when you have done with your mentorship, this is another question I had written down. Will there be an opportunity for you to stay in touch with the other alumni and your mentor?
Yes, absolutely. So there is an active kind of Discord for alumni of certain mentorships. So people definitely keep in touch after the mentorships. So that's pretty active. It's really lovely to see the connections people make on these mentorships. Obviously, it's one-to-one and it's very personalized, but there's also a group dynamic as well, which is nice to see everybody lift each other up, both during the mentorships and afterwards as well.
Yeah. Something I really liked seeing was when the mentorships were ongoing, people would share their work with each other week by week, and you could really see the development as a group, which I think was really nice. And if somebody was struggling with something between their meetings with the mentor, people would try their best to kind of help each other out. And it was, as you say, it's like its own little mini community. Each batch of mentors that would come in. An important question as well, actually, is currently, are people able to pay in installments, or is it just like a one-time purchase sort of deal?
Currently, it is a one-time purchase.
Yeah, I feel like that's something to make clear. That we don't have a payment plan option at the minute, but yeah, if anyone in the chat has any other questions, feel free to throw them my way. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Going back to something that Leonie said earlier, I think it's nice having the different course lengths as well. If you have the time to spend to sit and do one of the longer courses, then you can pick up Leonie's or Melissa's, but then Arthur's are also really nice, sort of bite-sized content. I think, like, what are they, sort of 15-20 minutes per
That's it.
So that's a lot of information that has been nicely condensed down, which is amazing. And how was it making those videos?
If I can interrupt you just a second, you can also watch them on different languages. There are subtitles.
There we go.
That's very important.
It's really important. Yes.
That's cool. Just quickly, what language options are there?
So we have English US, Portuguese, Spanish, and French.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Well, there you go. That's pretty good. And Emra put in the chat, just an FYI, we will introduce installment plans for the mentorships. So that's installment payment plans. That's great. Thank you so much, Emra.
Very nice.
Yeah, so Arthur, what was it like kind of making those short form videos?
Yeah, well, it's cool because I've had some experience teaching before. Like at art course on the side before starting with Moon Colony. So it's all stuff that I've taught like over the years, but it was something special to condense it into something that's really essential. So yeah, it was pretty challenging because due to the small format, like we have actually had to write a text, you know what I mean, like just really condense information into something that's like fluid and also dense, like as rich as possible. So it was not it was new, the format was new to me, but the content itself was something I'd been, of course, like it's stuff I've just worked out over the course of a decade pretty much. So it felt familiar, but the format was very, very new. And but fortunately we had plenty of time to come up with it, like Emra and Rob had sort of planned out this sort of process well in advance. So it was not uncomfortable in any way. It was just very, very new as a format. So really cool, like a nice adventure.
Yeah, I can imagine it was a lot of fun and a lot of staring at a script, going, where can I cut things?
And illustrating too, by the way, like because there's a lot of graphics, like I sort of explain something, but also something shows at the same time on the screen. It's not just me doodling it like vaguely. It's actually like like proper graphics, sort of hopefully pointing at things clearly and illustrating things clearly. So plus every sort of short course came with like a specific subject developed just for the sake of that course. So it was fun. Like so like my idea for the first one just started with what was it? Composition, how to make better compositions. And I thought, okay, I'll just make up this little dummy character, like a little sort of sock puppet, kind of, like with just a burlap sack with like rope and like buttons and stuff like that. And it turned out to be like a pretty cool stand-in, like a pretty cool, like just little character to reuse in other short courses. So it sort of ended up becoming its own little mascot, like this little.
Did you create character. This guy just for the courses?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Just,
Super cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Amazing.
And like for the last, sorry, I'll just leave the floor to other artists. But like just before I end up, I want to say like the last course I did was the how to like create more like better designs, like more appealing character designs. And so it was kind of fun to just take that potato sack character and make it into like some sort of knight or something, like a fencer or something, like just developing it into a different idea. Not that like one is better than the other. It's just like giving a different purpose for that character, and then sort of reorganizing all the designing process towards a different goal. So it was kind of fun to just first come up with the character and then like taking it completely like a different direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's been true for each of you. Just watching as a producer, just watching the direction in which each of you have taken your courses. What started out as just like writing down some ideas on a piece of paper, and watching you guys just launch that into the stratosphere with like really, really nice personalized ideas that really make the courses your own. Just as an outsider, it made it really nice to watch from my perspective.
Yeah.
But I have a complaint to do.
Oh, okay. Come on then.
Here we go.
Because you made me travel to the UK to play with the sword. I showed all my awesome moves, and you put like a half a second in the trailer. Come on. Well, I have a bunch of cool movements to show with my sword play, and you just use a half a second in the trailer. It's too little,
It's because, Leonie, you're so good that the world can't handle more than 30 seconds of your sword play. People's eyes would melt because you're too skilled with it.
Yeah.
Come on, I trained my whole life to do that.
It would be like Indiana Jones. So they open the ark and all the faces are melting. It would be that. So I've got a couple more questions from the chat. Well, for a start, Marco said that we want the Leonie sword cut of the trailer. So
thank you, Marco.
We're gonna have to make it happen. But Peter Comic says, what can we expect from a portfolio review? If you have any more information on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So portfolio reviews, I think they're 60 minutes, so they're an hour long, and it's really looking at your portfolio as a whole. Whereas something like the mentorships would take an illustration or something similar from zero right the way through to a finished, polished, portfolio ready, career ready piece of art. The portfolio review is really more of a bird's eye view of what an employer might be looking at when they look at your portfolio, things they look out for, things you might want to improve, just to ensure that your visibility and your coverage as an artist really comes to the front when you're applying for your next gig. So it's much more of a kind of bird's eye view, whistle stop tour of your portfolio, whereas the mentorships are extremely in depth, week on week.
Yeah. At least in my case, like if you book a portfolio review with me, we will look through your portfolio and comment on each image, but it's not like you just listen, I'll talk. I think this is important to be like a conversation. So any questions you might want to ask at the moment, it's not like, okay, it's just 1 hour of me talking, you just have to watch like it's a video. No, it will be a conversation. So you can ask whatever question you want. If you're struggling with something specific, I can comment on that and say, for example, I can see in this piece why you're struggling with this and that. Maybe you should focus and fixing that problem. It's not like just, okay, I'll talk about your portfolio and it's done. You cannot say anything.
Yeah, I think it's nice for them to be more of a conversation, because everybody's going to be different as well. Everyone's going to have different concerns about their portfolios and what's on there, and the content's going to be so wildly different between people as well. So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And also, I think when we do portfolio reviews, one thing that we always do first is to ask the person what is their goals, like what they want, what they are trying to achieve with their portfolio. Because okay, just looking at the images, we may have some ideas on how to help, like technically, but sometimes like the person needs some better guidance on how to approach like a specific job role or something. For example, the person wants to be a concept artist, but there's just a bunch of illustrations with no sketches and no iterations in their portfolio, so we can comment on that. So it's like I think it's a very interesting conversation.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, so the artists that are currently available for portfolio reviews, correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but I believe it's Emra, Leonie, Rin, and you, Arthur.
Exactly so.
Yeah, amazing. So they're all incredible. They've all, I'm sure at one point you have all done portfolio reviews on the live streams before. I know Emra definitely has. People love Emra's portfolio reviews. So definitely worth taking a look. Richard has asked a couple of questions. So I'll go with the most recent one first. That was after the portfolio review, do we get a recording? Or can we get a recording of it?
I am sure that's possible.
Yeah. At least in the I can say with what we did in the mentorships. In the mentorships, we recorded every session, so the mentees could have the recordings or whatever files we do on stream. Okay, that's like your week's meeting for portfolio reviews. We can do the same. I think no problem. At least in my case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough. We can ensure you get a recording.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. If anyone is like me, my notes can't be trusted about 20 minutes after I've made them. So so then Seth Lynch Art says, is there a schedule for upcoming on-demand courses?
There is a schedule. It's very much a living document right now as we plan around, the bustling work that all these lovely artists do at Moon Colony. So it's something we're developing right now, and we should hope to finalize it in the in the next couple of weeks. But it's definitely an exciting schedule, but it's very much still whip. So I'll say no more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to hold out in anticipation for that one. Let your imagination go wild. So
Jayden's course when?
Jayden, course, what course do you want me to do?
I don't know, Jayden.
Yeah,
it's your course.
We have drawing Pikachu. We have streaming. We have managing Discord community.
How to draw Pikachu? Yes.
I'll let Rob. I'll let Rob think on that and get.
We'll brainstorm after this. Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa says, I can confirm that the mentorship channels are in the Discord are nice to get each other pumped week after week and share the successes and the struggles. We also get access to an alumni chat so we can connect with the newest students and see their work. Exactly. See, we love this kind of feedback. Love it. Marco said, besides the one-to-one mentorships, have you anything in mind to add, or no? Have you in mind to add online workshops in the future, like live workshops? I think.
Yes, absolutely. We're planning a wealth of different kinds of content right now that doesn't necessarily fall into the 3 streams of work that we're talking about today. And workshops, both live and virtual, are very much on the cards there. Yeah, we're currently casting a really wide net in how we'd like to extend our reach at Lunar Academy, and workshops, seminars, competitions, streams, Q&As, artist profiles, all of these things are very much in development at the moment, and you'll see them being deployed strategically throughout this year.
Yeah, I think it's worth, as you mentioned before, a lot of the schedule is still work in progress, because a lot of these artists are full-time artists on the side of doing Lunar Academy as well. So having to work around their schedule and the Moon Colony schedule as well, I can imagine can be quite challenging at times, but we'll get there. And it's exciting for me to hear about all of the cool work that you guys have got going on in the background as well, to try and make Lunar Academy the best it can be.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's really, really exciting to see that now that these launch assets are out, all the conversations I'm having with the other artists, I'm talking to 8 or 9 different artists right now who are not on this call, who have all just suddenly upped their game now that they've seen all of the wonderful content that's been released by Leonie, Arthur, and Melissa. So it's been a real catalyst to ensure that we get more content out there.
Yeah, I think that the feedback has been really good as well. That being in the community and speaking to people who have bought some of the courses and taken some of the courses, I've heard nothing but good things so far. So it's looking good. It's looking good. But yeah, I can probably take a few more questions if anybody has any about Lunar Academy and any of the current or future plans. Mostly current though, please. But let's see what else we got in the chat. It's a beard trimming course. I don't think you want to see me do a beard trimming course. I'm not very good at that. But yeah, maybe Melissa and Leonie, you can talk a bit more about the process of making these courses and how that felt for you, because I don't think we really covered that. I went over a little bit with Arthur, but I can imagine like doing these longer scale courses and going to recording sessions and everything like that. It must have felt pretty big.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that, because like we were doing streams, and I wanted to talk about a lot of this experience when things were happening. But we cannot say much, and like now there's the time to say like everything I was feeling back then. It's like when we got approached to do courses, like when Rob said, propose some ideas. What do you want to do as courses? I wanted to do something related to digital painting. It was my first idea, but I did not know that we are going to travel to do that. So yeah, first of all, I was trying to think, how can I do this all by myself, like take my own reference pictures, like, and do everything like on my own in my room. And then I presented my idea to Rob and Emra, and they said, yeah, you're gonna fly to London to record this. I said, no way. So yeah, I have to. Yeah, so we can expand this into something a little bit more interesting than just me talking to the screen. So it's like yeah, it was quite an experience. I was very nervous about it. I already said this on stream, but like for me, it's easy to talk about this stuff that I know. For example, when we're on stream, people can ask whatever question, I'll answer, no problem. But because this is like a new platform and is very professional, we're shooting in a very nice studio with nice cameras and stuff. It's like an added layer of pressure. Oh, so this have to be like as best as it can be. So like we go through the script several times, making sure that everything is very clear and not confusing at all. So I think that one very interesting part of writing the script was I was doing meetings with Rob, and I was trying to explain to him, like he's not an artist, so I start trying to explain the course content to him. So he was writing down what he learned from what I was talking about. So yeah, if a non-artist can understand what I'm saying and write down in a sentence what I'm trying to explain, probably the what I'm saying is concise enough and understandable enough so a beginner can do it.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. So we go through this script several times. Like in the airport going to London, I was fixing some parts of the script. Yeah, and like the shooting process was very interesting. Like I did many videos in the past, but never in a professional studio. Like I never had to wear makeup, for example. It was very interesting. And yeah, it was like a couple of days of shoots between me and Melissa. It was pretty fun. Yeah, and I got really happy with the result. I think the post-production phase was also very nice, like to see things forming and becoming what you'll see when you buy the course is like very fancy looking. So it's like it's weird because I'm very used to talk about art and stuff, like share my knowledge and stuff, but to see it in this type of light is very interesting. And I'm very happy with the result, and the feedback I received so far it's that it's good as it is. So yeah, if you guys buy it, I hope you like it, because it was very challenging but very nice experience for me.
Yeah, Melissa, what does does that kind of echo true for you as well? Is that a similar feeling?
I spent a double time in UK that you invited me. I also went to some museums and other events. Every bone I saw, every fossil or animal in jar, I took a photo of it, and I had great time going with Christina and Rina around the museum. We went also to Botanical Garden. I was promised one thing, not promised, but I hoped one thing to see that I didn't see. It was Jayden. I missed Jayden in whole that part of UK where I went. But I will have to bear the pain of of not seeing him.
Yeah.
It's fun when De Leon is recording and I'm sitting on the side with the crew. That's fun part. But when you are in the chair and you are explaining, I was hoping I could improvise more. But then you see like 6 people looking at you, everyone waiting for you to read everything properly. I'm like, "Ooh."
Yeah, looking at the clock like this. Come on, hurry up.
But
Yeah.
we dealt with it the best we could. The recording is there, everything, editing. Also, props to the editors because my demands. Okay, you need this picture to turn into this one. Now we show these graphics. Now we went back to the original ones because my explaining how to do something, it can be bit tricky, especially because this is illustration. It's not that known to the editors. So, okay, let's make this animation for this. This one should be on this second. So there was a lot of that to make sure everything is right in place when we are explaining, okay, how you turn these colors. And then you make a graph for that. How the sun impact these shadows. Then you make graphics for that. So there is a lot more work than just me saying, oh, you take a pen, you draw this shape and this shape, you're already done.
Yeah, it's nice
Much more
that
work than that.
it's nice to know that the artist had a hand in like the whole process. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
okay, you've got the script, you've done the video, all right, that's it, we'll leave it to someone else. Like, it's nice that you've actually been a part of that whole journey, so you've had that personal touch put into the courses.
Collecting references, even using our own photos, collecting the props. Rob helped me with professional props like real life animal bones
Real
and
skulls,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I just went to the museum shops and I picked all the realistic toys. I even got do you say trilobite in English? I even got that and some like minerals to put there. I got them for myself, but don't tell them it's not for video.
Yeah, and just as producer as well, watching how these artists came together, and as Leonie said, on this scale before, I think it's the first time Melissa and Leonie have done something on this scale, and the level of dedication and the level of craft and the level to which they brought their expertise to bear on every single frame was really beautiful to see. It kind of almost does my job for me as a producer, that they're so good and so talented and so dedicated at their craft that it just shines through, whether it's in the scripting phase, whether it's in the shoot phase, or whether it's in post-production phase. My job really is just to hold the crew as tightly as I can to their talent, and then we'll end up with something really good at the end, So yeah, I just want to say big props to Melissa, Leonie and Arthur for the level of dedication they have, because it's no mean feat doing these things at this length, and it's their expertise and their craft that was our North Star every step of the way.
Yeah, you guys are amazing, so congratulations. And
Thanks.
We'll be congratulating you again in the future, I'm sure. So we're coming up to time, but Seth Lynch, just another little comment, says, thanks for putting this all together. It's great to have industry professionals provide such valuable information for such an affordable price. Which I think, personally, I think the pricing is incredible. I think when Lunar Academy launched, I was in the Discord with a few people, and the general consensus was, wow, I was expecting it to be more than that. Like, price-wise, it's really impressive. The amount of information that you get for what you're paying is it's really nice. But yeah, I don't know if any of you have any sort of final comments that you want to make before we wrap up.
You can watch out for our socials. We're gonna be posting bits here and there to show more what's inside the courses and what is about in the details.
Yeah. And if you have any further questions about a specific course like mine, or even portfolio reviews or something, if you're on the fence, if you want to get it or not, if it's for you, you can ask directly to me. I don't mind. Like I already answered a bunch of questions and in Instagram DM. So no worries. I will be very honest. Like if I think that the course is not for you, I say I don't think you need that. But if I see in your work that it would be beneficial for you, I will say why and how. So yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me.
Yeah. Something that I want to say is, kind of echoing what Melissa said, but be sure to follow Lunar Academy on social media. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, Kara, and pretty
TikTok.
most other social medias. Yeah, TikTok I think is on there as well.
Yeah.
So search Lunar
Jayden,
Academy and you'll find us.
Do you have Facebook? That's most important.
I you know what? I don't think that Lunar Academy does have a Facebook, but
What?
yeah, I know. You'll have to bring that one up with Christina.
Christina gonna love that question.
Yeah.
How my grandmother will know about
I was just gonna say, like,
things related to Lunar Academy. Okay.
Yeah, well, your grandmother can sign up to our mailing list and find out that
There
way.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
just the beginning as well, you know. I mean, this is very much just the beginning, and we're really using this to build on things from here and develop more and more awesome courses, mentorships, portfolio reviews. So there's much more to come in the coming months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you can write down in comments and stuff, like in social media, or maybe send an email or something, talking about whatever things you want for Lunar Academy to produce in the future, right, Rob? I don't know where people can send suggestions.
There's a
to
contact form
new
on the
courses.
website.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few different ways. We're actually going to be reaching out to folks who purchase the courses, who have been on the mentorship. So anybody who engages with any of our products, we definitely follow up to get their thoughts afterwards. And those thoughts very much go into the next stream of work to ensure that we're building on people's comments.
Yeah, and we also have a contact form on the website as well that you can use. You put your name and your email and then send us a message. One last question from Richard is, any plans to make merchandise available in Canada? I mean, we could expand that to be internationally, I guess. But Rob, that's probably more for you.
Yes, absolutely. We're definitely expanding things from here. So in the coming months, we'll definitely be speaking more on things of that nature. So yeah, stand by for now.
Cool. Well, thank you very
I
much.
want my hoodie.
Oh, two people at the same time. Go on, Melissa.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Rob the same thing. Why I don't have it in my country, Rob?
Where's my
Well,
hoodie, Rob?
The merch.
Well, yeah, there's we're definitely building on things from here, and we're slowly taking over the world, Melissa. So we'll definitely get to your country sooner rather than later.
I know there's some merch that I want to get for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. But thank you so much, everybody. Unless we get any final last-minute questions, comments, concerns, points of order, then
sorry, can I just say I actually cut out a bit there. I thought we were speaking about the mentorships, but merchandise should be available mostly worldwide. So if you place an order on the merch store, you should get your shipping calculations for your specific country when you go through the checkout there.
Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Well, there we go. So hopefully you'll be able to get your amazing Lunar Academy merch. I really want to get a sweatshirt, so I might do that. But
I want one of everything.
You want one of everything. Well, you can do that. You can do that. But thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Leone and Rob and Arthur and Melissa. It's been great to have you on here for an hour. Once again, if anyone has any questions, then you can also post them in our Discord, and I will try my best to find an answer for you and get back to you. But that's it for today. I hope you all look forward to what comes next for Lunar Academy and enjoy the courses that are available and get booking your portfolio reviews and mentorships. But until then, I feel like that's goodbye for me. Leonie's already gone. So
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, camera disappeared. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I'll be back on Wednesday with another live stream with Melissa here. So
Awesome.
thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
And we'll see you later. So
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.